So in this video I'm gonna explain how I am setting up my tactics and my formations and stuff like that, why I use specific players for all the teams, for all the videos that I am making. So a little bit of an explanation for myself, how I'm doing my job at YouTube for you guys. But before I begin, I would really like to ask a favor, drop a like on the video. It will be really helpful for me and my channel to grow. And if you're new to the channel, want to find your way back really easy, make sure that you are subscribed with notifications on. And if you are looking for a jersey, then you don't have to look any further, because I got a website for you. It's called Google Shop. They sell amazing quality jerseys and shirts for a really nice and cheap price. The link is in the description, so check it out. And if you want to order, make sure that you use the discount code that is in the description as well, so you got some extra off. All right, let's start with having 3 teams in this video to explain how I'm doing this, because one of my subscribers, really cool dude, he's commenting on every video almost and asking me to do these teams. And first of all, I thought he was joking, but he's not. So we're taking this for an example for his teams, because the teams are not the best to play in FC25, to be honest. So yeah, let's check them out. The first one is the national team of Poland. So I checked what I'm doing when I'm checking out the team for the first time is looking for the best players. I'm not looking for the best players in real life, because I don't have a connection with this team. I'm not from Poland. It's not my favorite team. There's not one of my favorite players in this team, so I don't have a bond with the players or something. And that is the best you can do, because real life football and this game are totally different. It can be that one of your favorite players of all time, the best players, is really bad in this game because he lacks some pace. That's the main reason why I think players should not play him, because they lack on pace. So I don't have a connection with them, and that's really important. If you have a connection with this team because it's your favorite team, then what you should do is only check stats, not at the players' names. But yeah, sometimes it's also fun, of course, to play with your favorite player. But for me, that's not the case, because yeah, I don't have a favorite player in this team. So that's the best for the game. All right, and then I'm checking the players that has the most pace, because pace is really, really important in this game. For an example, Frankowski, he is not in the squad. He was on the bench or even at the reserves, I don't know, but he has 90 pace. He's the best right defender in the squad, so he definitely needs to play. So I'm put him in, and then I'm checking all the players, and yeah, especially looking for pace and also for other stats, of course, because yeah, Lewandowski is not the best, or not the fastest striker, but his shooting is amazing, so he should play. His dribbling is good, 4-star, 4-star, so of course he needs to play. Even he is not super fast, but there's also not a faster option in this team, because Piatek only has 70 pace. Schwinderski, I think he's called, 64 pace. So yeah, that's also a thing that you need to deal with, that player. Yeah, some teams doesn't have fast strikers or something, so you need to find out something else. So first of all, I'm just checking all the players. Also, the defenders needs to be fast when they can. So this guy Piatkowski has 80 pace, that's good. Kiwior, I think he's called, 69, is not the fastest, but yeah, he's the fastest option that we have. And then yeah, for an example, you have Bednarek. He is in real life pretty good defender, playing in the Premier League, I think, for Southampton. I say that without checking it, but I think he's playing for Southampton, so he's a pretty good defender, should be, else you are not playing in the Premier League. But 43 pace, so for in this game, in my opinion, he is unusable, because if you're playing with Poland, 4-star team, then you are facing 4-star teams or maybe 5-star teams with 90 plus pace attackers. You are never going to catch up with them. So in my opinion, he is unplayable, so I don't use him. Yeah, so we check out all the players, checking for the pace mostly, and then yeah, we are going to decide the formation. I think everybody has a favorite formation, or maybe 2-3 favorite formations, and for me that's basically the 4-3-3. Sometimes with an attacking midfielder, sometimes with a defending midfielder. That's one of my favorites. This formation, 4-1-2-1-2, this is the wide formation, is also good. What I like is a bit variation in the midfield with CDM and a cam. So the cam can be used when you are attacking, and the CDM can be used when you are defending. Because if you are playing like the 4-4-2 normal formation, and then you have 4 midfielders at a straight line. And for me, personal, with my playstyle, it's really hard to defend with 4 players on the same line. And the same for attacking. 4 players on the same line, you can give them other roles, but basically they're on the same line. So it's really hard to pass the ball around when all the players are at the same line. So I don't personally like that. So this formation is really good because you have a cam, you have a CDM. Another formation that and I'm using really much is the 4-2-3-1. So you have 2 CDMs, 3 attacking midfielders, but yeah, there are not really much teams that can play that way, because you don't have 3 good cams mostly at the most teams. So yeah, that's sometimes a bit of a puzzle, but yeah, check out if one of your favorite formations that you have, yeah, probably you have 2, maybe 3 formations that you like. Try to fit the players in one of these formations. So we're checking out for Poland. We have Bolka, the goalkeeper, Frankowski, Piatkovic, Kiwior, and Pusic, I think he's called. Zielinski is CDM, Zalewski, Kaminski, Zimanski, Piatek, and Lewandowski. That is, these are the 11 players that I think are the best to play with this team in, as I already said, 4-1-2-1-2 wide formation. I still go with balanced on the build-up style, because I think that's still the best. I tried sometimes short passing, sometimes counter, but yeah, balanced is the best of both worlds in my opinion. And sometimes you can trigger players yourself to make a run, so you don't need a counter for that. Also trigger them to come to the ball. Then you don't need a short passing. So balance is good. And most of the times I'm going for 45 or 50 on the defensive line. Sometimes a little bit higher, depends a bit on what team you are playing with. If you have really fast defenders, good defenders, then you can play higher on the pitch if you want. But for Poland, that is not really case. So 45 and 50, that is overall pretty good. Then we're going to the roles. I try to check out what the best role is for each player. So for the goalkeeper, it doesn't matter for the tactics, so I always pick the best one with the green plus. That's goalkeeper for this guy. And then it's going to be a bit of a puzzle, because you need to check what favorite roles players have. But it doesn't need to be attacking, because you have Frankowski. He is really good right defender. Attacking wingback is his best, and yeah, so I give that to him. But yeah, the same for this guy. Also, he has wingback and attacking wingback as his favorites. But for this team, if both backs are going forward, that would be way too much, because your whole defense would be wide open, and the left central defender is not really fast as well. So because of that, I choose fullback for the left defender, because he is not super fast, and so he will stay back as well. So you don't have a really wide open gap in the left of your defense. Then we're going to the midfield, and because this guy is going to play attacking wingback, so he's making runs down the sideline, it would not be the best if this guy also does the same with winger, for an example. So it's really nice that this right midfielder has the wide midfielder option, so he's playing as a wide midfielder, but he's not making the runs like Frankowski does. So Frankowski is making the run, Zalewski is staying a bit in the midfield. So that is a nice combination, in my opinion, for this team. Then we have Zielinski. I always like to play with the CDM at holding defense to be the most defensive midfielder. You can intercept so many balls, attacks from your opponent with this role with a good CDM. Sometimes I'm playing with 2 CDMs, then at least one should be holding defense. Doesn't have to be both, can be, depends a bit on the players that you're using, but it doesn't have to be. And then we're going to the left side. I choose winger because yeah, it's his best role. You can also play wide midfielder, but then you don't have a player on the left side that is making runs, and that's what I like, at least one player that's making runs. With my wide midfielder he doesn't, but he is also a winger, so yeah, that's really good. So this guy is staying back and he is making runs. Then we have Szymanski. Playmaker is his best. I always play with a playmaker or shadow striker, but we're already playing with 2 strikers, and if you give this guy also shadow striker, then it would be way too much, because 3 players are playing as shadows as a striker probably, and yeah, then you don't have any passing options if there are already 3 strikers. It's really hard, at least for me, to build up my attack. So playmaker is good, so he's staying after behind the strikers, and he will be available for passing, or when he is getting marked, then probably one of the 2 attackers will be available for passing. Then we're going to the strikers. When I'm playing with 2 strikers, I always try to give them 2 different roles, because if you're giving 2 the same roles and you have 2 exactly the same strikers, and also that can be really hard to build up your attacks. Yeah, that's what I experience in this game. So target forward for Piatek is good, and advanced forward for Lewandowski is really good. You can also put him on false number 9, but then you have the problem that Lewandowski is dropping back a bit, and then he is coming into the space where Szymanski is as a playmaker, so then you have the same problem. Yeah, that players are at the same level, at the same possession, they are really close to each other, so it's really easy for your opponent to defend if he's a good defender. All right, so this is it for Poland. Now we're going to the second team, and that is another international team, and that is the national team of Ireland. So I did exactly the same, looking at the pace at first for all the players, and yeah, Ireland doesn't have really fast players except Okbene. He's 91 pace on the right midfield, and I think he's Obosele, I think he's called. He has 90 pace, so that's nice, but all other players are not really fast. Well, this guy is okay, striker Ida 80 is okay. By default Ferguson was as a striker 71, so he is out. And then we have this guy Johnston. He has 85 pace, so you can play him over Obosele, because yeah, he's also pretty fast with 85, but Obosele has 5 more with 90. But Johnson has better shooting, better passing, better dribbling. But yeah, I still go for the fastest option in this case, because yeah, all other players are not really fast, and also the defenders, yeah, they are really slow. So what I'm doing when I'm having a team that has really slow defenders, I will definitely play with 2 CDMs to secure the defense a bit more, as much as I can. So we're playing the 4-2-3-1 wide formation. This is on counter, this should be on balanced, and this should be on 45 for this team. The roles, again, put it on the best keeper. Yeah, for this team, the defense is really worse, so fullback for both. Yeah, should be good. Stopper or defending for one of the CDs. Center backs, depends on what is his best role. I really don't like the ball playing defender. I always go for stopper or for defender. Both CDMs, because the defense is really slow and not really good, put them on holding and defend. Then this guy is on winger and balanced, so he's making the runs down the side of the field, and this is how you should build up your attacks with this team, defending, and when you have the ball, look for the players on the side, on the right midfield and on the left midfield, because they are fast, they are going to make the runs, and you should go for for the run with them. This guy doesn't have a favorite role, so what I did is put him on inside forward, so he's going inside and coming more out on the end of the attack as a striker or as a cam. So probably you're going to play the ball on the right side most of the times on the winger, then try to make a run forward, cross the ball, pass the ball to this guy, to this guy, to this guy, and try to score your goals that way. So this guy is on playmaker. You should also could play him as a shadow striker because you are playing with one striker, but then I would definitely recommend to put this guy on winger, else you have again 3 players that are going to play as a striker. But because this guy is on inside forward, playmaker is good. And then we have Ida, the striker. His best is target forward or poacher, but I think with poacher he's making better runs in my opinion than with a target forward. The only thing that I have with poacher is that he's offside so many times, so you should really check it out before you give a pass. Check out if he's not offside or if he is offside, yes or no. Alright, this is it for Ireland, and then we're going to the last team that he requested, and that was a team from Poland. So this is a club team, and that is Rakau. Last time I made a video about Peterborough, which is a really nice team. I played against this team, and it's it looked really nice, this team. But yeah, they have some fast players, but it was hard to find a really good formation because they didn't have really good left or right defenders, and that's not what I'm used to, because normally teams always have left and right defenders, but this team doesn't, because both of these guys could not play as a right defender. Ochena could play as a left defender, but yeah, again, you don't have a right defender in this team, at least not a good one, but I think really no one can play as a right defender. So that was a bit of a puzzle, but I came out with the 3-4-3 formation, and I didn't use this formation in any of my other teams, but I tried it out. You saw the goals at the beginning. It worked really good, especially attacking. But yeah, this is a 3-star team, 3.5-star team. I think 3-star team. Let's see. 2.5. So if you put your matchmaking settings with this on restrictive, then the game tries to find you another team that has the same quality. And yes, especially attacking wise, you are really good with this team, because Tudor has 90 pace, Lopez doesn't have the best pace, but he was really good at finishing, and Jean Carlos 85 pace, also pretty nice. This guy 91, this guy 86. So on the wings you have 2 players on both sides that are really fast, so that was where I was focusing on. So again, we are putting the best center backs, the fastest center backs, I need to say, here. So 75 pace, 69 and 73. So we're not playing this guy because he has 77 pace. It was better, but yeah, his defensive stats were not the best. I tried him out, but my defense was, for my feeling, wide open. That's also a thing that you need to do. Just try players, and if they are not feeling good, get them out, put in another player. It can be that the stats are really good or really worse, but if the stats are really good, it can be that the player is not a player that you like to use, or it doesn't fit in your formation. So you need to put him out and then put another player in that maybe has worse stats, but for your feeling, it can be better that he's playing better than the one that has better stats. So also that is a really important thing. So these are the players that we are using. I already said, fast right midfielder, 2 central midfielders, fast left midfielder, and the 3 on top. And then the tactics, again, going for a balanced, and the player roles, sweeper keeper, because that is his best, stopper for all the defenders. We are only playing with 3 defenders, so we're going for that. Winger for this guy, because we are playing with inside forward, both inside forward on balanced, so they are not really playing like a striker, but more like cams or sometimes a striker. We have 2 box-to-box midfielders, so they are making really much, they are running really much forward and afterwards, because I tried also with holding, but that didn't really work out for me in this team. So box to box for both, really good. I must say that the defense sometimes is a bit of a problem with his team, but the attacking power of this team really makes that good. So again, winger for the left midfielder and for the right midfielder, because yeah, we have inside forwards, so you have these guys running down the wing and these guys inside forward, and you have a striker, so you have 5 players that are going to play really attacking. These guys have some kind of supporting function when you are attacking, and yeah, just 3 at the back. So you need to be confident in your defense to play this formation, but maybe you can practice it. Maybe you can check out my defensive tutorial as well if you have problems with that. Maybe that can help. And else, yeah, maybe you should check out another formation or playing players off of their possession, because you can play with him as a right defender as well. So you can go for a 5-2-3 or something, but yeah, then he's playing off possession, and that's not the worst thing that can happen, but yeah, it's not ideal as well. All right, this is it. Some explaining how I'm setting up my tactics and my formations and stuff. Hopefully it will help you to create your own tactics with your favorite club. If you have a request from me to make a video about a specific club, let me know in the comments, and hopefully I can help you with the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.